5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Quiz Night America, a virtual trivia show podcast. My name is Jason Lederman. I'm one of your hosts for the evening. We're going to go over just a few ground rules before we get into it. Number one, please don't cheat. We're here tonight to have fun. This is a great time, but this is not a competition to see how well you can Google. It's about what's up here. So please don't cheat. We encourage you, if you are playing along with friends, to do so virtually via your favorite video meeting software, whether that's Zoom, Google Hangouts, Microsoft Teams, etc. Please keep your team sizes reasonable. And again, third and most, please have fun. If you want to play along tonight on our virtual answer sheet and you are not on it already, if you're watching us on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook, head over to Q&A, that's quiznightAmerica.thetrivialist.com, and you can go follow us there. You can see our Twitch stream, so you'll still be able to see the video, and you'll be able to play along with our leaderboard in real time to see how you're stacking up against players all over the country. I have the honor of making the first introduction of the show, and that is my co-host, my good friend, and my fellow bearded bald man. It's Cullen Shaw, everybody.
Jason, hello.
Cullen, how are you?
You know, I'm doing all right. I was hoping the audience could find out that I was bearded and bald on their own, rather than you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
spoiled the surprise. I spoiled the surprise of another balded beard man who hosts trivia. No one could have seen it coming.
You know, I can't change who I am, but I do love some trivia.
Good. Oh, Cullen, how excited are you for tonight?
I'm really excited. I feel we have talked about doing this for some time, and I'm excited. And I like this new format of bringing on some friends to join us to play a little trivia.
I do as well. And speaking of which, what say we bring in our first guest? So the person that I am about to introduce, let me pull up the introduction that I wrote for her. Her name is Rachel Feldman. She is the host of the wildly popular podcast, The Weirdest Thing I Learned This Week. She is also the executive editor of Popular Science, which is a nearly 150-year-old brand that's dedicated to making science accessible to the public. She is involved with Gotham Girls Roller Derby, and she is my friend. And she recently got married, which is so exciting. We're going to talk about all of that and more, but please welcome to the show, Rachel Feldman.
Woo, 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 woo.
Hey. Hi, Rachel.
Hello. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
Oh, I am alive. I am all right.
The order of those things I feel like is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's good to see you. It's good to hear your voice. What's new? Nothing, but everything.
Yeah, no, nothing has changed. I do the same thing every day. Time is a flat circle. But I did get married. You're right. That was a few months ago, but I guess relatively speaking, that is the news.
Yeah, on a cosmic scale, that's basically yesterday.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Milliseconds ago. And other than that, just making science popular every day. And the podcast that I host and love, The Weirdest Thing I Learned This Week, is coming back from break tomorrow. So very exciting. I've missed all of our weirdos.
Good. What timing? It's almost like we planned it.
Yes, exactly. Amazing.
Wonderful. Cullen, we have one more person to introduce.
We do have one more person, and it would be my pleasure to welcome Meredith Lark to Quiz Night America. I didn't know if you were going to press the button or if I would press the button. I'm going to press the button.
Okay, press the button.
There's Meredith.
Yay!
So Meredith Lark is the host of our Monday night show, partnered with Nyc Trivia League. She is the head writer of Nyc Trivia League, and is just an incredible host. And she also runs private events, originally just in New York City, and has become so popular that she hosts basically around the world now as the private events coordinator for the Trivia List, and has quite a following both in New York and outside. So Meredith, outside of New York City, but also sometimes outside. Meredith hasn't hosted outside in some time, but previously you could catch her on Friday nights at Single Cut Brewery. Plug. You have awesome beer, and would have massive crowds there. So Meredith, welcome to Quiz Night America. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks, Cullen. Thanks for having me, you guys. I'm excited for this new venture for you all. And hi, Rachel. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Oh, look at that. We're all friends. So if you are wondering where you can play along with us live, it is right here, Q&A.thetrivialist.com. It's on your screen there for you. That is where you can find our virtual answer sheet as we get into round number 1 tonight. Round number 1 is going to be hosted by Cullen.
That's me.
Cullen.
So first I wanted to check our standings. I have gone ahead and registered myself since nobody likes me and nobody wanted to join Team Cullen tonight. I'm okay with that, but I decided it would be kind of silly for me to join my own team. So I'm on Team Jason to try to take down the other Jason fans in the room. But if you haven't signed up yet, again, this is your last chance. You head to Q&A.thetrivialist.com. We ask for you to put in your team name, and then you're going to select a person that you're supporting tonight. And Meredith and Rachel, I'd encourage you to sign up as well, because I think some people are here and want to see how they would do against you. So we'll get the last few people signed up, and then we're going to get there. We've got 23 teams tonight. I'm excited. 24. So getting everybody signed up before we get into the opening round.
I have some exciting news, which is Jason. I am now the only member of Team Cullen.
You can't lose. You can't.
I'm going to crush all the competition.
Oh, all right. So here we go. Our opening round today. I think we had one last team sign up. Here we go. So our opening round, I'm going to move us into our in-game mode. So those of you playing along out on the website, it will now change. It's going to say the quiz is about to start. And that is where you're going to answer your questions. For a multiple choice, you just literally will click on the choice that you want. For short answer, you'll type in your answer and you'll hit submit. The best thing about this is you can change your answers. So in the event that you decided that you wanted to go a different route with your answer, you can change it before the timer runs out. We're going to give you 15 seconds for multiple choice and 20 seconds for a short answer. Normally we give a little bit less time than that, but we want people to get used to our opening game here before we speed it up. So here we go. Opening round today. It is life goes on, and so does entertainment. So I was thinking about all of the things that I used to do and the entertainment that I used to consume, and I figured I'd put a round together about it. So life goes on is our opening round, and here we go. Question number 1 for you is, people are still going to the movies. What movie was number 1 at the domestic box office this past weekend with 2.1 million in gross box office revenue? You have 15 seconds. You have 4 options in front of you. Best of luck. We're looking for the number 1 movie at the box office with a whopping 2.1 million in gross revenue.
Are we allowed to talk about this with you, Cullen?
You can. I'd like to hear. So Meredith, you watch a lot of movies. Have you seen this movie? Did you get this correct? We'll find out.
Look, I don't know. It shocks me that movie theaters are open and that people are able to consume content in that way. I've only seen one of these movies. No, I've seen 2 of them. I did get it correct. I guessed correctly.
Well done. So Judas,
the other 3, I was like, they're not new enough. This is the one that makes sense.
Right. I believe the Croods is coming. It's number 3 right now. So they're just kind of hanging around, making a little bit of money, probably from parents that just need to get their kids out of the house and do something like that. The other 2 movies a little bit older. Wonder Woman is still, I think, in the top 10, and Tenet is not anymore. But here we go. Question number 2 in Life Goes On. People are still making music. What recording artist directed and wrote the music for the film starring Kate Hudson? The film has received significant criticism for its portrayal of autism. Let me know that recording artist. Your timer is starting now. All right, answers are flying in. Everybody's doing pretty well on this one.
There's only been one question so far.
Well, everyone's doing well on you'll see, Jason. I get your joke.
I know.
But 20 people got this one correct. That it was Sia. A few went with Billie Eilish. Leslie Odom Jr. is in this movie. It's called Music, and nobody fell for Lady Gaga. Here we are. Question number 3. People are still listening to music. The number 1 song on the Billboard Hot 100 last week was Driver's License by what artist? I have not heard this song, or at least I don't think I've heard this song. Maybe it's going around TikTok a lot.
Yeah, it's because I spend too much time on TikTok. That's why I know this song.
Okay. Yeah, if it's on TikTok, I've heard it. I just didn't know who it was. Apparently, everybody is doing pretty well here. So your answer, go ahead, Jason.
Oh no, I was going to say, Meredith, you're getting a lot of love in the comments, especially for your plants.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much.
Is that a quarantine hobby, or is that have you always been a plant person?
This is a pre-quarantine hobby, but I will say that since last March, things have multiplied and things are healthy.
All right. Lots of people already 3 for 3 here. Question number 4 in Life Goes On. People are still playing sports indoors with a record of 20-0. What team from the West Coast Conference is currently the number 1 ranked team in NCAA men's basketball? Give you some options there. Gonzaga, UCLA, San Diego State, and Baylor.
Sports question.
Yeah,
Jerk.
Can't do it.
In the comments, I see the Northwestern Wildcats.
Yes, go Cats! Go Cats!
So there are 2 teams in basketball right now. Well, there might be more, but there are 2 very good teams in basketball that are undefeated. It's Gonzaga and Baylor. Nobody fell for Baylor. Well, no, somebody went for it. But UCLA was the next popular answer. Gonzaga is the answer. 38% of the people playing got that one. Question 5 in Life Goes On. People are still watching sports at Super Bowl 55. There were an estimated 25,000 fans in attendance. But how many cardboard cutouts were in the stands to assist with social distancing? It's 10,000, 15,000, 25,000, or 30,000. How many cardboard cutouts? I thought that was cute. I thought it was a good idea.
Did you all watch the dog show on Thanksgiving Day? They had just cutouts of dogs or people with dogs in the audience.
I didn't see that. That's amazing.
So my wife is in she does sync licensing for commercials and brands and things. And so Super Bowl is always interesting for us because she does not care about sports at all. But we end up pausing a lot for commercial breaks to then watch the commercial breaks. So I think we were about an hour and a half behind the actual game. And we both thankfully like the halftime show. So here we go. Question 6 in Life Goes On. What are people still doing? People are still getting engaged, including this U.S. Olympian and Dancing with the Stars season 26 winner who announced their engagement last week on social media. Gave you 4 U.S. Olympic athletes. Which one got engaged last week, announcing this on social media?
This is tricky because I know at least 2 of these people have won Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
So when this question got put to, I started with my answer, and then I went back and I looked at previous Dancing with the Stars champions and winners. And basically, if you are a U.S. Olympic athlete, you end up on Dancing with the Stars, and you usually win it, probably because you are a dedicated athletic person. But all 4 of these people did win Dancing with the Stars. So I think putting season 26 might not have been enough of a hint. But it's 46% got Adam Rippon. So well done to those. Meredith, I think that you did an Adam question in one of your quizzes that I played recently. So maybe that was a little unfair, but did you get it?
I did get it. And strangely enough, I was working on putting together an event for tomorrow for the Hispanic National Bar Association. And like an hour ago was doing research about Lori Hernandez. And I just learned that she won season, I believe, 27 of Dancing with the Stars. And also I know Adam Rippon is really active on social media. So that was my guess.
Excellent. All right. Adam Rippon, 46% of you getting that one. The Italian Stallions, we are not a cat. That name, that trivia team name, it's going to have some legs. And Bobbert, all 5 for 5 thus far.
Cullen, you understand the reference of that name, right?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, just making sure. One day I'm going to show up in a filter as a cat, and it's going to be a great podcast.
I can't take my eyes off of it. It's a little too good. All right, here we go. I think I displayed the questions for our audience already. People are still getting pregnant. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry announced that they are expecting their second child. What is the name of their first child?
Confident. First one, I'm like, I know this.
Same.
I got this.
No question.
I'm counting Dancing as the Stars with the Stars as a sports question. So 2 sports questions in one round, Cullen. But I know this one.
That was a social media reality TV question.
If I have the chance to bet on you a little more, I'm going to take it.
Yeah. Well, I figured the rest of the quiz was probably not going to have a lot of sports in it, but you never know.
Yeah.
Here we are. Your answer there is Archie. Archie is the answer. Only one team went a different direction. Eagles fan, 20. So maybe in Philadelphia, they do not like the royal family. That makes sense to me. That I would not feel bad if I was Eagles fan 20, not getting that one correct. So here we are. Final question of our opening round, question 8. People are still talking about GameStop. The share price of the video game retailer was $17.25 at the start of the year before a massive run to $347.51 on January 27th. What was today's closing share price of GameStop? You got 4 options there. They're all over the place.
I have to say I've stopped paying attention to this situation. So
That's because you don't have diamond hand, Rachel.
yeah, I do not. I do not have.
I don't have
diamond
them
hand.
either, but
There's our to the moon.
To the moon.
All right. The closing price of GameStop, $49.51. Well done. So yeah, that's our opening round of Quiz Night America. Life goes on, a little bit of entertainment. I guess maybe a touch of entertainment and a lot of sports, according to Jason. But well done to the teams that played. It looks like the Italian Stallions and We Are Not a Cat both got 7 out of 8 to lead the way. Jason, back to you.
Thank you. First of all, never mind. My cat was just jumping up here, but she doesn't want to be on camera. So there's that. Hey, Rachel, hello.
Hello, Jason.
Let's have a little chat, shall we?
All right, my dear friend.
Okay. Bye, Cullen. Bye, Meredith. And then there were 2. Hello.
Hi.
So, Rachel, tell me a little bit about the weirdest thing I learned this week. What should people expect if they have not heard the podcast before?
Yes. So the weirdest thing I learned this week is hosted by myself and other editors from Popular Science magazine. And we are a bunch of people who are just professionally curious and acquire a lot of random, sometimes shocking, sometimes disturbing or hilarious information in the course of doing our jobs. And so Weirdest Thing is a podcast where we come together to share the most bizarre facts we can find, some from the history of science, health, tech. But I would say that we keep pretty loose definitions. You're going to hear stories about weird art, weird food science, weird agriculture, weird engineering. And yeah, it's just, it's a story for, it's a podcast for people who love to have the weirdest story, at every party they go to.
So you and I, our friends, our former coworkers,
Indeed.
I like to say we co-created the podcast.
Indeed, we did.
And so I have heard this story, but I was wondering if you would tell the story about how you came up with the idea for Weirdest Thing.
Yes. So you and I were going to have a conversation about what a science podcast for Pop Sci might look like. And I was sharing some articles that we might cover, as I often do. And I said, oh, there's a new study about coffin birth, but like everybody knows what coffin birth is. And no one did. In fact, many people were really upset when they found out what a coffin birth is. And I thought, this keeps happening to me every day of my life. And maybe all these things that I assume people already know are actually weird, funny facts that they would like to hear. And, that was several years ago and we're still going strong.
Yeah.
Some 50,000 listeners agree. So
50,000 people cannot be wrong. And they're not. It is
they're very right.
A wonderful podcast that I love listening to every week.
Thank you, Jason.
And of course. Let me ask you, in the course of 3.5 seasons, and again, as you said earlier, season 4 comes back from hiatus tomorrow. And the Weirdest Thing I learned this week is available wherever you get podcasts. It's been a long time since I've said that, but I have missed it. Have you gained a favorite fact or a factoid that has genuinely surprised you as you've delved into your research?
That is such a great question, Jason. And I've been asked it before. And I really, I love every fact as if they were my own children. But so the fact for the episode that goes live tomorrow surprised me. It was about the history of the potato, but it also reminded me of, probably, if I had to pick my favorite fact, which is about the history of the tomato. And that might not sound like it's a wild ride, but Jason, it really is.
Rachel, I recall that episode, and I won't spoil anything for viewers and listeners, but I will say that I screamed out loud. And if that's not a tease, I don't know what is. Rachel, where can people find, obviously listening, people can find The Weirdest Thing anywhere they get podcasts, but if they're looking on social media, where might they find some other weirdos? Yeah,
they can find us at weirdest_thing on Twitter. You can also search Weirdest Thing on Instagram and you'll find us there. But I would say the hottest place to be for weirdos is our super secret, not very secret at all, Facebook group, which you can find by searching Weirdest Thing on Facebook. You have to answer 3 questions to get in. I am a troll and you must answer my riddles 3. Just really straightforward stuff about, not being a jerk and understanding the purpose of the group. So I can screen you out. But a lot of people clearly accidentally miss some of the questions, and just on principle, I can't let you in. So please, riddles 3, answer them all. Thank you. But yeah, that's just a place where people share weird facts they find around the internet, and it's a really great community. A lot of people in there don't even listen to the podcast, so definitely recommend joining that if you love trivia.
Which I do.
What?
I know, it's shocking. It's shocking. And if I wasn't already a member of that Facebook group, I would run in immediately. I would wait until Quiz Night America ends, and then I would drop everything and go to Facebook and search the weirdest thing to join.
Sounds reasonable.
Yes. Rachel, my friend, thank you for being here. Thank you for talking to me.
Thank you, Jason, my friend.
Of course. And now, round number 2. Let's bring back Cullen and Meredith. Hello, friends. Welcome back. Round number 2 tonight. Rachel, you wrote.
I did.
And what is it about?
It's all facts you would have learned had you listened to The Weirdest Thing I Learned This Week over the past several years. So if you haven't, you may still know some of them. But it's kind of a little amuse-bouche for the podcast. So
Perfect. So why don't we start with question number 1, and I'll run the software. All you have to do is read, and then I'll click the buttons for you.
Great.
All right. So here we go.
All right. So, weird thing number 1. Princess Alexandra of Bavaria, spent her life believing that she had what in her stomach? Was it a full-sized grand piano made of glass, a live rabbit, her unborn twin, or a gold fork?
They're all great options, let me say for the record.
Well, the thing about hosting Weirdest Thing is that it makes it, I've gotten very good at coming up with fake answers to things because
even if it's not the answer to this question, it's certainly the answer to a question.
Exactly.
If it's a grand piano made of glass, I will be shocked.
Rachel, do you want to reveal the answer?
I do. Princess Alexandra of Bavaria indeed believes she had an entire grand piano made of glass inside of her. Yeah. So this is an episode. This was a live show. So unfortunately, I can't point you all towards an existing episode. It was a special little moment that only existed for weirdos who signed on live. But if you Google her, the story is all there. And the glass delusion is not common, but she was not the only person who believed there was glass inside of her. So, intriguing phenomenon.
I have a question. Is it meant to be like an actual sized grand piano or like
Yes.
a tiny one?
Yes, she would reportedly like turn her body when she walked through doors because she thought the piano would hit the side of the wall and break. It's a really an impressive delusion, I have to say, to keep up for one's life. But
she
there
was
it
a
is.
pro.
True story.
Incredible.
Yeah, I still can't get past coffin birth.
I don't know what that is.
You know where you can find that out is on
Yeah.
The Weirdest Thing I Learned This Week.
It's true.
Right.
Shall we to the next
Yes, please.
weird thing? Great job, we are not a cat. My husband got this wrong. All right. When Mary Shelley, the author of Frankenstein, became a widow, she kept her husband's blank as a keepsake. Mary Shelley is my favorite goth girl from history.
Does it count as being goth if you are from a gothic era? Does that make you the
she was the
most
original. She invented being a goth girl.
She was goth before it was cool to be goth.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
Time
the
is
time
up.
is up.
And the answer is his heart, his shriveled heart, Percy Shelley, or at least she thought it was his heart. There's some
It was his grand piano.
Yeah. When Percy Shelley died, his friends, including Lord Byron, for reasons that aren't clear, just decided to burn his body on like a pyre on a beach. Like, with that, they didn't like bring his body back to his wife. He was out on like a dude's trip, and she was given something that she believed was his heart and kept it for the rest of his life, her life. No.
So we don't even know if it was his heart. It could have.
No,
been.
yeah, that's fair. I mean, if someone answered a lump of charcoal purported to be his heart, I would say that that's a fair answer. So.
Cullen, will you just check to see it through the answers if anybody wrote that?
I didn't do the override. Let's see. Yeah. So one of the fun features of this software that we use, it's called Rizio. I'll plug it very quick. It was built by some of our friends in Colorado, and I think that Steve Holt is playing today, one of the engineers there. So we get to see funny answers that come in, and we can actually then decide if we would like to give people points or not.
That's exciting.
So answers that came in were nose, which one person went for that, our good friend Eagles fan. Brain, 2 people thought it might be the brain. 1 person thought testicles. 4 did get that it was the heart. 1 with a mustache, 1 with a thumb, 1 with a hand. And 4 people went penis. So those were our answers today. I didn't know if we should award anybody else any points there, but hearts, 4 people getting it.
I think those are all reasonable and wrong answers. So
Seeing we're getting some love in the chat. The penis squad getting represented.
Look, it may have been.
Yeah,
it's true. It could have been any of those parts of his body, though I don't know that Percy Shelley had much of a brain, but
and now we'll never know.
We need a Oh man, I'm not doing well this round thus far, but I'm ready. Here we go.
All right, next question, Rachel.
So you put in sports questions. It's my revenge. Okay, here's one for the masses. How many nipples does Harry Styles have? Just follow your heart. Answer what feels right.
97 nipples? That's, a little in excess.
100 nipples.
100, just a nice round number. 100.
Yeah. That would probably make it hard to live, I have to say.
That could be a good fact. And listen, it's been a long time since I've pitched you an idea, but like, what about the person with the most nipples on their body?
Yeah, I'm sure Guinness has checked that out.
More nipples equals more attractive. That's what Rob says.
Well, the answer is
that's on me. Sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. I know the answer, but it's 4. Oh, little higher success rate on that. Yes, indeed. Harry Styles does have 4 nipples, which my colleague and co-host and producer Jess Bodie went into in a recent episode, a Halloween episode actually, because extra nipples were historically considered to be a sign of witchery, devilry, the witch's teat. They were said to nurse their demon familiars. So Harry Styles presumably has 2 demon familiars. So good for him.
He's bewitched me, so it doesn't surprise me that he's bewitched.
I went for 2. I was like, this is a trick question.
That's like, it would have been a really good trick question. I should have picked like another member of One Direction, and the answer was just 2. But I haven't confirmed the number of nipples on any other member of the group. So
I started with 0, but I shot in the dark, went for 4, and got it. My favorite answer that maybe should be should count is plenty.
Oh, I love that. Yes. He has exactly as many nipples as he should have.
Right. So plenty of nipples.
No nipple shaming here on Quiz Night America. Okay, Rachel, question number 4.
Yes. Question 4. Cotard delusion is a rare condition marked by the belief that you are dead, your head is about to explode, your limbs don't belong to you, or your family and friends have been replaced by imposters.
I know this one. I do know this one.
You do know this one.
I do know this one.
Sounds French.
I believe it is.
All right, the timer has ended. So, Rachel, what is Cotard delusion?
It's when you think you're dead. Sometimes you start to think you're rotting, which is a little bit. I feel like people are doing better every round. That's what I'm seeing. There is a delusion where your family and friends, where you think your family and friends have been replaced by imposters. That is Capgras delusion. So anyone who answered that, I mean, good on you for knowing a bunch of delusions. You were very close. Both seem really unpleasant.
And exploding head syndrome is in there. It's not as fancy of a name, but it is.
Yeah, there is a thing called exploding head syndrome that we've talked about on Weirdest Thing, and I've talked about having dissociative feelings about your limbs, also on Weirdest Thing. So the brain, terrifying, absolutely
It's crazy.
terrifying.
It's crazy. Yes. Sarah Chodosh, PopSci editor and Weirdest Thing contributor, host, has scared me to death about brains when she talked about prion diseases.
Well, have you been eating a lot of people?
I have not been eating a lot of people, nor have I eaten any raw beef or brains. So
You're fine.
I don't think I'm going to get any prion diseases. I'm just terrified of them. Those are ones that just destroy your brain, and it's terrifying. I'm not going to go into any more than that because I don't know any more details than that. But I'm terrified of them.
This is fun.
Yay! All right, shall we move to the next question?
Yes, let's shall.
Okay.
One of my favorite facts, which I couldn't mention because I didn't want to spoil it. In 1726, Mary Toft became the subject of some controversy when she appeared to repeatedly give birth to rabbits. What was the explanation she provided for her strange condition? Was it that her husband turned into a rabbit during the full moon? Was it that she saw a rabbit when she was pregnant and then had craved stew ever since? Was it that she'd eaten too many carrots as a child? Or was it that her jealous, childless neighbor had put a curse on her? All plausible explanations.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I just started changing my answer in hopes that the right one would present itself.
I decided go with C when you don't know.
It worked. It worked for me.
Yes, the answer is that she saw a rabbit while pregnant and craved rabbit stew throughout her pregnancy. And yeah, in the 1700s, based on the way they thought like babies were made, it was actually like pretty widely accepted that just kind of thinking about something or seeing something or eating something while you were pregnant could, drastically alter the outcome of your pregnancy. In Mary Toft's case, she insisted that it turned her baby into many dead rabbits. This was a hoax, but it took a long time for her to be caught, and a royal physician was on her side. So people really didn't know a lot about the reproductive system at the time, and I guess it just seemed plausible. But yeah, Mary Toft, one of my favorite con artists in Weirdest Thing history.
In all of history.
Yeah, true. I dressed up for her as Halloween.
I would like to see pictures.
Yeah, what does that look like? Did you carry around a rabbit with you?
Oh, I just wore like a very fancy dress and rabbit slippers. So
smart.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you.
All right. Next question.
Jack Parsons was one of the founders of what would become NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab, but he's also famous for dabbling in what kind of magic? Jewish mysticism, sex magic, sleight of hand, or mentalism? There was a TV show about him recently, actually. I didn't watch it.
Nor did I. But it was right around the time that this fact came out too. The timing was eerie.
Yeah. He was in the ether, in the zeitgeist. Well, the answer is sex magic with a K. Very important. Jason will remember that because
I do remember that.
I made him change the episode title to put the K in. Oh, great. A lot of people got that because there was a TV show about it. So no excuse. But it's true. Part of the shadier side of JPL's history is that no one wants to talk about Jack Parsons, the engineer who also did weird culty sex magic stuff. But, you know, to the stars.
Sorry, guys. My cat just sat on my keyboard and something is playing and I don't know what it is. Okay, I think I know. Okay. I can turn my
that's a new one.
It was the spirit of Jack Parsons.
He is. This is a cat.
Oh, hi.
This is Cotard.
Oh,
sex magic at hard at work.
Okay, next question. This is question number 7.
Charles II took a medicine known as the King's Drops that featured what as a signature ingredient? A beaver's sweet-smelling anal secretions, ground-up skulls, a virgin's toenail clippings, or baby rabbits?
There's a lot of rabbits going on here.
I know none of these, but I love them all.
No, with sweet-smelling anal secretions. Are there also anal secretions that are not sweet smelling from a beaver?
Beavers' anal secretions are just notably sweet smelling. They end up as flavoring in many food product. Though less now because it's like, you know, they use fake beaver anal secretions. So, you know, go organic, all natural. Get those beaver butt juices in there. The answer is ground up skulls. This is from one of our earliest episodes about medical cannibalism and its history. So highly recommend that episode. One of my favorite early facts on Weirdest Thing. We do also have an episode where we talk about beaver butt juice. So yeah, listen to the weirdest thing I learned this week.
Beaver butt juice is Rob's favorite ice cream flavor.
Yeah, great chat. Vanilla, very sweet vanilla flavor.
Yeah. All right, Rachel, our final weirdest thing question of the round.
All right. In 1927, an Austrian physician won a Nobel Prize for trying to cure blank by purposefully giving patients malaria. This one shocked me.
It's a good one.
Mm-hmm. And that's called pyrotherapy, by the way. It's inducing a fever, in this case with malaria. It's a very it reminds me of like the old woman who swallowed a fly, then swallows a spider to eat the fly. Somebody got a Nobel Prize for doing that with malaria. And he was trying to cure syphilis.
I went with rabbit cancer.
That's a great answer, too.
Thank you. Did not go with syphilis.
I mean, generally good to not go with syphilis.
Yeah, I have a T-shirt that I walk around with. I'm not down with syphilis.
Head to the Trivialist merch store now to say
right.
get your "Don't Go with Syphilis" T-shirt. Rachel, that was an incredible round. Thank you for
a bloodbath.
Thank you for hosting it.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me. I hope viewers were intrigued and will come to Weirdest Thing to learn more.
I hope so too. And again, the weirdest thing I learned this week is available everywhere where you get podcasts.
Thank you, Jason.
Of course, Trogdor. He loves my desk. Cullen, let's do a quick scoreboard update. How are we looking?
We're looking good. So that round, Exploding Teeth pulled into a tie with the Italian Stallions, or just Italian Stallions, 11 points apiece. It's a Rachel supporter versus a Jason supporter. Exploding Teeth, likely a podcast listener, and likely did well because of it. So in those supporting me, we'll start there just because I was the first one. We have Jason with 10, Rob with 10, and Steve Holt with 3. So I have 3 people supporting me, but it's a tight battle between you, Jason, and between Rob. Jason, your supporters, it's quite a battle up top. You have Italian Stallions trapped inside, and We Are Not a Cat. We Are Not a Cat, I think, also struggled with with this Weirdest Things round. But I think they've got a Jason round coming up, and likely they like your humor and your style, and I'm sure they can make a comeback here. The Frozen Texans, this just makes me a little sad to read. They're here supporting Meredith, and then Team Meredith. You know, I'm originally from Texas, and my Facebook feed is full of some really sad and scary things. So those in Texas, please be safe and stay warm, and we hope that gets sorted out. But it's a tight battle in trivia land between the Frozen Texans and Team Meredith. And Rachel, you've got 5 teams here supporting you. Exploding Teeth with 11. It's coming from inside the house. Have 9 points. PH3 with 7. Chesapeake Cheese Team with 5. And Carl Slagan, a.k.a. Rachel, with 4. Rachel, I assume that is you.
It is.
That's an excellent name. I love a good pun. And I assume you did not answer your own questions. So
I did not. No.
You're on the comeback trail, heading into our third round, which I believe, Jason, is your round. But it
is Meredith's round.
Well, I believe it's Meredith's round, because I was like, but first we should talk to Meredith. So why don't we just talk to Meredith first? So,
okay.
Hi, Meredith.
Hey, Colin.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Meredith Lark is, as I mentioned at the top of the show, she is a host and the head writer for NYC Trivia League. On Monday nights, you can catch her here on this Twitch channel, but the website is a little different. It's play.nyctrivialeague.com. And it is for the NYC Trivia League, which features anywhere between 70 teams in a night, all the way up to 150. I think we see from time to time on Mondays. And Meredith runs the show there with her husband Peter, who is also a host for NYC Trivia League. They live in Astoria and are just really awesome to work with. And I'm so excited to have you here, Meredith. I did have a question though that I don't know if I've ever asked you, and it's so you host a lot in person at bars. I wanted to know what you think the biggest difference is between the two, and maybe what you enjoy more about hosting online, or if you don't like it at all and you want to get back in front of people.
It's been a real adjustment figuring out in the last year how to convert our games to being in this new format. So like Cullen mentioned, we've got our Monday show, which is in exactly this format that you all are playing right now, minus we don't have a panel of guests. And then we also do an Instagram live show, which we use Google Forms as our answer sheet. So it's been like, I would say at first it was like, all right, let's figure out how is this even going to work in this sort of setting. So once we overcame that hurdle, and also going from having questions that were like completely all short answer to suddenly needing to strongly favor having multiple choice options, it was like turning my writing brain inside out to have to figure out how to adapt to that. At this point, though, Cullen, I'm into it. It's like we're almost a year in, and I'm like, yeah, this is what we've always done, right? So the thought of going back to doing things the old way is it's kind of terrifying, because I just know it's going to take a lot of readjustment and reconfiguring how we do things yet again.
Right.
But to answer, like, which do I prefer? I like both for different reasons. What a boring answer. Like the fact that I get to be alone in our house. I don't have to go anywhere. Peter and I get to run this show together. That's wonderful. Never worrying about running late or anything like that. Not that I ever did, but I'm not worried about it. And but what I really miss about interacting with people in person is getting that immediate feedback, the energy of the group. Like you said, like one of my favorite nights that I had was hosting at Single Cut Beersmith's Friday night for like sometimes 30 teams, which could be like 200 people. And, just the shenanigans of all of that, interacting with people. I even miss hecklers.
Yeah, it's a different kind of heckler online. So I think it's the comments which you can kind of ignore and you pick and choose what you want to respond to, or you're running a private event and somebody maybe is being a little too vocal, and you have the power to just mute them, which is this amazing tool that you don't have at bars. But they should invent that. They should invent the ability. Mute. So I mentioned Meredith runs private events for the Trivia List. Meredith, can you tell people how to book a private event, or maybe they've got a birthday coming up and they want to do something fun?
Yeah, 100%. So the thing about our private events is that they're completely customizable. So if you reach out to me, which my email address is Meredith, my name, where is it? Oh, there, it's all backwards. Meredith at nyctrivialeague.com. I'll put it in the chat in a couple minutes here. So if you reach out to me, I'm putting together private events for all of our different brands. So for Quiz Night America, if you're interested in setting something up, I'm your gal. So reach out to me and we'll get a conversation going about what kind of event you're interested in putting on. So it could be a private gathering for like a group of friends, maybe a birthday party. We've got lots of baby showers on our books. We've even done a bat mitzvah. So whatever it is you're looking to celebrate, we can do it. In addition to that, we also do corporate events. So if you work somewhere where you're looking for some way to stay connected, or maybe to get to know some new hires or interns, a trivia game can be a really fun way to do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we can do a game just like what we're doing now. We'd gather on Zoom, ask the questions, they'd pop up as we're talking about them, and everyone could play as individuals. We could also do a game where people play on teams utilizing Zoom breakout sessions. We got options here, and we're here to put on an event that is perfectly suited to what you're looking for.
Awesome. And Meredith, my final question for you before we get into your round is, when did you become a trivia host? Like, when was there a moment where you're like, you know what, I kind of like doing this? Because I assume you didn't start. You were like, oh, this could be like a little gig that I do or something like that. But was there a moment or maybe like a something that you were like, you know what, I really like doing this, and because you're very good at it. And I was just wondering if there was ever that moment.
Specific moment. I think it's just been like following where the opportunity is and saying yes to things as things come along. And I've been a performer my entire life, and I love games. I love trivia. And so Peter and I, it was our thing that we like to do together. We like to go to movies, and we like to find trivia nights to go to together. So in our spare time, that's what we would be doing. And it got to the point where we would go to nights and we'd be like, gosh, the host is really quiet on the microphone, or XYZ. Like, I think I know how to do this. Just having all those switches flipping in my head. Like, I feel like I could be a good trivia host. So then just back in, gosh, what year? I've been hosting for 6 years, I think. I found Ryan online, Ryan West of NYC Trivia League, and had an interview with him, and started hosting one night a week. That one night grew to 2, and then it grew to writing trivia, and then it's taken over my entire life, and I love every moment of it.
Good. It's good when things that take over your life are things that you enjoy. So that's a good way to describe my relationship with my children. I absolutely love them, and they have taken over my life. So, all right, Meredith, you wrote a round for us, similar to Jason. I will run the software, and you will read the questions for us. So let's get into that. And welcome back, Rachel. Welcome back, Jason. Let's get into your round. Meredith, what's your round all about?
So the category is called Spot the Imposter. So in each question, it's going to be about, the options are going to have one thing that doesn't fit in, and it's your job to locate the thing that doesn't belong. That's about it.
Yeah. I like it. I'm into it. I like it. My sister, I guess, is watching. Hello, sister. She sent me a stamp out syphilis shirt. So hello, Courtney, and is in Texas and hopefully staying warm. So thank you for sending the shirt. Let's get into Meredith's round. Here you go, Meredith.
All right, let's do it. Spot the Imposter. Question 1. Which of these movies did not win the Academy Award for Best Picture? Your options there, we've got Zero Dark 30, Argo, The Artist, and Birdman. Name that movie. That's number 1.
This was a process of elimination for me, so I'm curious how it's going to end up.
Look, I think that's the way to go. Eliminate the ones that you know.
Wait, I guess that's a little too simple. Meaning, like, I was so confident in 2 of them being wrong, and it was a coin flip. So anyway, I'll stop talking now.
No, but I want to know, Cullen, which ones were you like, I'm certain that this one did win Best Picture?
Well, I remember when Argo won, and I remember Birdman winning, and I was pretty sure The Artist did. And I know Zero Dark 30 was nominated, but I couldn't remember which of those did not win.
I remember The Artist winning was a big deal because it was the first silent film in many years to take home that
silent. Yeah.
Silent.
Awesome. Well, the answer is Zero Dark 30. Catherine Bigelow did win for The Hurt Locker, though, so I thought maybe I could throw you off on that one, but I did not. Most of you knew that. Here's our second question of our Spot the Imposter round. 3 of the following are rooms in the original version of Clue, and one of them is not. Spot the Imposter.
Oh, this is tough.
I felt very confident about this, and I'm just going to stick with that thing I felt really confident about, even though I have no justification for why I felt so confident about it.
Can I make a confession to you guys?
Have you never played Clue?
No. Oh no, I love Clue. It's the opposite. Lexi, my fiance, got a Switch during the pandemic, and the first thing I bought on it was Clue.
That's incredible.
And I feel like this is a lot about me as a human being.
What does the game of Clue go for these days?
I think it was $1, single dollar, maybe $2.
Didn't they get rid of one of the characters and replace them with someone new?
They may have, but I cannot remember what it is.
That sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, there was some like Orchid. There was like Dr. Orchid became a character.
Right. Yeah, I think maybe Professor Plum is gone.
Yeah, he was problematic. Problematic Professor Plum.
Not a good guy. He's canceled.
Yep.
Well, so let's see if you got it right. This room actually was added to the game in the year 2008, and it's the living room. Living room is your correct answer.
Okay.
I just thought fancy people don't have living rooms. So that was my logic there.
I love it. Yeah. All right, here's question 3. 3 of these athletes won the NBA Finals MVP award 3 or more times, and 1 did not. who has not received that honor at least 3 times? Sports question.
Sports question.
I did it.
I'm boycotting the show. Just kidding. I'll stick around, but only because it's a great show and a well-written round.
Thanks, Jason. The correct answer, having only won twice thus far, Kevin Durant is your answer. Shaquille O'Neal has won thrice. So has Magic Johnson. LeBron James, 4-time NBA MVP winner. Question 4. 3 of the following are items sold at IKEA, and one of them is a character in Thor. Please identify that Thor character.
This is a really good question.
This is the greatest trivia question I've ever seen.
I was laughing so much I couldn't start the timer. I was like, what is it? Meredith wrote a round that was, and please correct me when I get this wrong, but it was Goop products, Pokemon characters, and one other thing, and it was incredible.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I don't remember what the other thing was, but actually one of our later questions has some of the DNA of that round in it. The correct answer for this Thor character, Volstagg, is a Thor character. Stenstorp, those are the shelves in my kitchen. Here is our next question. Question number 5. 3 of the following are brands or products sold through Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop.
Oh, there we go.
One is a Dr. Seuss character.
Oh
Identify that Dr. Seuss character. I did. It was not.
I think this is a tricky one. I think there's a okay.
For you, anyone looking at this, everything is spelled as it should be spelled.
Yeah, there was definitely a change in my answer. Thank you for that clue.
Oh, you're welcome.
I was feeling very confident.
So your correct answer, from the book Oh Say Can You Say, Hooey is the name of a green parrot. Hooey is your answer. Only fooled one person, I think, with that Lorax one.
It almost got me.
Good. 3 of the following are months on the Hebrew calendar, and one is a make of car. Identify that car brand. 4 options.
Oh, man. Care to give us the options here? Wanted to see if pronunciation could help.
I'm not going to read them because I'm going to say them incorrectly. Also, this is a little taste of how I typically run the game over on our Monday night. I don't read the options, so because I know you all can see them, and I feel it's redundant. Also, what if you have a team? I want you to have the opportunity to speak with one another about the questions. That's just my particular bent for how to deal with all of this. But that's why I'm not reading the options. So sorry if you were getting used to it. The correct answer: the make of car. Isedra, or Isdera rather. Isdera is a make of car.
I had that, and then I switched it at the last minute. I panicked.
I'm so glad all of my years of Hebrew school have finally paid off.
I didn't get to go to Hebrew school, Jason.
I'm sorry, Rachel. I'm sorry.
Our penultimate question of this round. 3 of the following music groups have or at one time had 5 members in them, and one of them does not. Spot the group that has never had 5 members. You'll notice all of their names either have the word 5 in it or something to do with the number 5. but one of them never had 5 people.
So Meredith, I realize that we have professional podcasters on here with us, and so our audience is the people that are playing along, but those that listen to the podcast are like, I'm missing out on it.
This makes a lot of sense. Of course, I'm not used to this being an audio only medium.
Because there's going to be somebody out there that listens to us and they're like, I want it, because this is brilliant. Meredith, will you let us know the 4 options for those playing later from the comfort of their own home?
I most certainly will. Yes. So your options here, we've got Ben Folds 5, the Pentatonics, the Jackson 5, or Fifth Harmony. And your correct answer, Ben Folds 5.
Ooh.
Ben Folds 5.
That's such a good question.
Such a good question.
Yeah, great question.
I think they only named themselves that because it sounded nice.
It does sound nice. I was stuck between that and the Pentatonics, but then I thought, I think Ben Folds is the kind of man who would think it was really clever to have a band that didn't have 5 people in it called Ben Folds 5.
100%. Yeah. Okay, I'll read the options for this next one. Apologies, podcast folks. You're so right. And I, just learning.
I did my entire round, I think, without reading the choices. So it's more that I'm slapping myself on the wrist.
Oh, no. Well, we'll just have to go back and read the options and edit it together.
We'll fix that in post.
Excellent. All right, here you go, Meredith.
Okay, the final question of my round. Here it is. Which of these actors who appeared on 30 Rock has not hosted a TV game show? In case you're nitpicking here, the definition of a TV game show is a game on which people compete to win prizes. So who has not hosted a TV game show? We've got Alec Baldwin, Tracy Morgan, Elizabeth Banks, or Jane Krakowski.
It's tough.
It is tough.
I recently found 2 of those game shows, so I'm playing 50-50 right now.
Which ones?
You eliminated your answer.
Which ones? Okay, the timer has stopped. I found Match Game, which is hosted by Alec Baldwin, and Name That Tune, hosted by Jane Krakowski.
Dang it.
Well done. Elizabeth Banks, the host of what's that show with the whammy? It is called Press Your Luck. Yeah. So
Watch
she
a lot of Game Show Network.
Tracy Morgan, I wish that he did host a TV game show. I would like to watch that. So I hope that someone out there can make that happen. Let's secret it into the world. Tracy Morgan, please.
He should do an animal podcast with just playing Brian Fellows. It should be all about animal trivia. And anyway, I love Brian Fellows. I think he's hilarious, and I would definitely watch a game show with that character.
I like this idea.
Yeah. All right, Jason.
Yes.
We're moving into the final round here.
All right.
Opening Quiz Night America, and it's yours. It's your round.
It's mine. So as previously mentioned, Rachel and I are former coworkers. I was on staff at Popular Science for 4 years and change, and so this is a round that I've been paying attention to and something that I'm passionate about. But it's not all science, but it was inspired by science, and the theme of this round is Mars. So let's move into our Mars round, our final 8 questions. Question number 1. Last week, space agencies from 2 countries put spacecraft into orbit around Mars. This should say one of them is China. What is the other one? Timer starts now. One of them is China. What is the other country that put an spacecraft into orbit around Mars? And we are locked in. Question number 1 in the books. And this is the UAE, the United Arab Emirates.
I was really worried for a second I was going to get that wrong.
Put the Hope spacecraft into orbit around Mars. And that's a tricky one because it's not typically a country that you associate with a space agency such as China or the US or Russia. So well done to the folks who got that. Let's move on to question number 2. Gustav Holst's The Planets is a suite of 7 pieces of music, starting with Mars the Destroyer. You might recognize the tune from what 2000 Hans Zimmer scored film where the Holst Foundation sued for copyright infringement? It's a 2000 film where the music was done by Hans Zimmer. It's a very popular movie. But what movie is it?
Not confident at all.
I put Gladiator, which I know is wrong.
Cullen, I have news for you.
Is it right?
Gladiator is right.
What? I thought that happened earlier.
No.
Oh.
It is a 2000 movie. Well done. It's Gladiator. We've got a couple of good other films in here. I'm seeing Batman, Requiem for a Dream. A couple of teams saying Pirates of the Caribbean. But Gladiator was the right answer. Well done.
Wow! I not only embarrassed myself, but I can't enjoy this win because I showed how much of a fool I am.
We've got Ganners 57 saying, I wanted to say Gladiator. You got to go with your gut. So it's a good thing that you did. Question number 3 in this round. Mars is the Roman god of war. He's associated with which Greek god who was the villain in the 2017 film Wonder Woman?
I know one.
Proud of you. Oh, seeing the answers rolling in. People like this question a lot more than my previous questions.
Oh, I wouldn't say I didn't like the other ones. I just was like, this is hard.
Well, then you are nicer than everybody else, which is also true. You are nicer than everybody else. 69% of teams.
Very hurtful, Jason.
I said what I said. Rachel, you are also nicer than everybody else.
Oh, thanks.
Cullen.
I'm everybody else.
Yeah. I love you, Cullen. Question number 4 in this Mars round. Peter Gene Hernandez, better known by what name, is an 11-time Grammy-winning artist and producer who got his start at 4 years old by impersonating Elvis Presley.
I want to get that hair award on this one. If you don't know, at the end of the game, there is hopefully an award for the fastest person to answer questions. I'm not going to win that overall, but I knew this one.
That's it. It only takes one question to win that award. It's the person who answers a question the quickest after the timer starts. Meredith, I saw you on that in our trivia software. 50% of people getting this one right. It is Bruno Mars. He's been named one of Time's 100 most influential people. He's won 3 Brit Awards, 9 American Music Awards, 10 Soul Train Awards, and he's a Guinness World Record holder. He holds several Guinness World Records. He is an impressive person.
Jason, I also learned recently he's the youngest person to ever solo headline the Super Bowl halftime show.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He was 28.
I am 28. And I feel like we're about on equal footing.
Absolutely.
Let's move on to our next question. Mars bars and M&Ms are 2 of the more popular candies made by Mars Incorporated, but they also make many more products. Which of the following is not produced by Mars Incorporated or one of its subsidiaries? Is it Greenie's Pet Products, Uncle Ben's Rice, Lipton Tea, or Altoid Mints? Improbably Loud, thank you for saying that we are both equally successful. It means more to me than you know. Our timer is up for the question, and the answer that I was looking for is Lipton tea. The majority of teams getting that right. Well done. Lipton is made by Unilever. All the rest are produced by Mars Incorporated.
Right. I like that chart out there where it shows like the 5 companies that own everything. Anyway, that chart helped me with that question.
Yeah. Rachel and I had a fun trip to Procter & Gamble, which is also a very major manufacturer. And we went to the Charmin plant and learned all about how toilet paper is made and some of the fake waste products that were developed there exclusively to test toilet paper.
Yeah, it was magical.
If you search Popular Science Charmin on YouTube, you can find that, or go to popsci.com and search for Charmin. It is all out there.
Gross.
Question number 6 in this round. What Fahrenheit 451 author also wrote The Martian Chronicles, a 1950 sci-fi compilation about Americans settling on Mars after Earth is destroyed by nuclear weapons and their encounters with indigenous Martians?
I wrote in the Martian author to start because I wasn't reading. But I have changed it.
I don't want to say his name before the timer, but
I almost did. Almost ruined it. He has a new book coming out this year, I think.
Does he?
Yeah. I think he just writes books to be made into movies. Is what
so his name is
him.
Andy Weir, who, Rachel, have you interviewed Andy?
Yes, I helped you make a video featuring him.
Yes, me and Tom, who runs the videos at PopSci, and I interviewed him actually twice at what is now called Silicon, but was Silicon Valley Comic Con at the time. And he is lovely. He's a very nice, very kind man. He signed my book.
I really liked that book. It was a good one.
The Martian.
Oh yeah, The Martian. It was really good.
It was very good. Artemis's other book is also very good.
Oh,
yeah, I enjoy it. I did Artemis on Audible, and I think Rosario Dawson is the narrator.
That's a good choice.
She did a great job. At first, I was like, I don't know, and then she nailed it, and I enjoyed the book, and I assume they'll make a movie out of it. So, Andy, if you're listening, please continue to write books that are made into movies because I like watching your movies. All right. Question. No, that was the answer. By the way, was Ray Bradbury. For question number 6. Brad Bradbury. Question number 7. Which tech entrepreneur suggested a plan to terraform the Red Planet with the simple slogan and not so simple act, nuke Mars? Oh man, I know who I want it to be.
Go with your gut, Cullen.
Go with your gut, Cullen. I'm pulling the
Gladiator.
Gladiator.
Reminder.
It's Russell Crowe. It's Russell Crowe as Javert.
Oh, wow.
A famed tech entrepreneur. All right, we are locked in. The answer, of course, is Elon Musk. Well done to the teams who wrote that, 73% of you. According to Russia's space agency, it would take more than 10,000 nuclear missiles to achieve Musk's goal. So that's he saw that tweet from Russia's space agency and just said, okay. Which, bravo. What a response. Let's move on to our final question of the night. Question number 32, question 8 of this round in our Mars theme. 30 Seconds to Mars frontman Jared Leto is also known for his acting. In fact, he won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for what 2013 Best Picture winner, starring Matthew McConaughey and Jennifer Garner?
That maybe won Best Picture?
It won Best Picture. I looked it up.
Wow. I don't remember that.
If Meredith says that she doesn't remember a movie winning Best Picture,
That it didn't happen.
It may have.
I'm going to admit right now, I did not know Jared Leto was in 30 Seconds to Mars. This is
the
news
fun
to
man.
me. Well, yeah, well,
Okay.
just wasn't information I needed to know. So
It's him and his brother founded the band. Again, like I learned so much about researching this question. All right, we are locked in, and the answer is Dallas Buyers Club. Best Picture winner, Dallas Buyers Club. Though the story is semi-biographical, Mars played Rayon, who is a fictional trans woman who is an AIDS patient that helps McConaughey's character in the film. Cullen, we are locked in. We have our scores. Should we take a look at the leaderboard?
we should. But I have to just self-congratulate for a second. I got a perfect score year round with the Gladiator guess and
Well
not
done.
going down the Andy Weir. It lined up perfectly for me. Anyway,
I'm going
Thanks,
to call
Jason.
shenanigans.
you can, but you
Okay.
shouldn't.
Okay.
But that segues into looking at the standings. Is that I came up one short of my co-host Jason. So let's check out the final standings. Winning are we actually have this. Will you move us into post game, my friend Jason?
Yes.
And I'll use this as an opportunity to say, first and foremost, thank you so much for joining us. You'll see our awards here. You'll also see a little Venmo or a tip button. If you enjoyed yourself and you would like to donate to the show, we would appreciate that as we are looking to defray the cost of the show and get this thing going. So if you have a moment and if you have some money to spare, feel free to donate to the show. And thank you so much for being here. I also very much want to thank Meredith and Rachel for just making this show so much better than it would have been if it was just Jason and me talking to each other.
Standing ovation, guys.
So
aw,
yeah,
thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
I went down this and I'm sure a lot of people I listened to a lot of politics podcasts the last year, and I'm very much looking to cleanse my palate quite a bit more. And Rachel, you have been subscribed to. I plan on listening to The Weirdest Thing quite often.
Thank you.
And it has just been a pleasure answering your questions and being stumped by almost all of them. So let's check out our final standings. Here we go. For our post-game awards, we're going to start with the tortoise. So Meredith gave reference to this earlier. Our tortoise is the person that put in the answer the slowest, but got it right when they did. So Zanesville, 19.6 seconds there was your average answering time. But you're the tortoise. You're the gold. Jason's fiance, second place there, and Eagles fan getting the bronze and the tortoise award. The hare, the person that put in the answers the fastest, Snoopy, dominated with 3.4 seconds. That is lightning fast typing, lightning fast decision making, and well done there. Bobbert, 6.6 seconds, and the Frozen Texans with 6.9. The most unique knowledge went to Exploding Teeth. I think we'll talk about them in a bit. The most contrarian, this is the person that when the crowd went one way, they went the other, and that goes to our favorite Steve Holt. Steve Holt. The most popular, of course, this was the most popular. This is the team that went with the answer that most other people went with, and it was "We Are Not a Cat." Well done to you. The most playful, trapped inside "We Are Not a Cat." Rob G. What plays trivia? Eagles fan, Corgi fam, and Frozen Texans, Frozen Texans, Frozen Texans, and PH3. All were the most playful. That means that you answered all of the questions. No skipsies, none of that. The longest streak went to PH3. We Are Not a Cat, Trapped Inside, Squirtle Squad, and Team Meredith, 6 in a row for the bronze. The silver streak went to this guy. I got 9 in a row thanks to the Jason Brown. And the streak, Exploding Teeth, though, got 11 right to win that award there. The silver We did not have a bronze because we did have a tie for second. Trapped Inside and Rob G. What Plays Trivia finished with 21 points. But our winner today, supporting Rachel, Exploding Teeth, 23 points today.
Amazing.
Well done, Exploding Teeth. Definitely winning the Rachel category. The Meredith battle was between the Frozen Texans and Team Meredith. Frozen Texans took it down. The Jason battle, Trapped Inside, edged out We Are Not a Cat, 21-20. And the Cullen supporters, Rob G, 21 points there, held off Jason with 17. That is Quiz Night America. Jason, any closing thoughts?
This has been a blast. Again, thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Meredith, for being here. You are both wonderful people and wonderful hosts of your own respective shows. And I encourage everybody, again, subscribe to The Weirdest Thing I Learned this week. Come right back to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/The Trivia List, to see Meredith every Monday. And check us out at NYC Trivia League on Instagram for even more games with her and Peter. And that's it, folks. Thank you so much. If you want to check out our Trivia Mondays, play.nyctrivialeague.com on Mondays, and follow NYC Trivia League on social. Everywhere you will find that link, I promise. Cullen, we did it.
We did it. All right, everyone, have a wonderful evening. We are signing off. We will see you next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m.